There's something about small planes that makes you feel like you're really going somewhere. It's not just a mode of transport, it's an experience, a real privilege, a throwback to a time when travel was more about the journey than the destination. No TSA lines, no plastic wrap pretzels, no dead-eyed business travelers hammering out emails on tray tables. Just you and a machine barely heavier than a pickup truck, slicing through the sky. We jumped in the Bonanza, just two of us, and took off from Medford, Oregon, headed north towards Whidbey Island in the Pacific Northwest corner of the United States. Flying the Bonanza is like flying with an old friend, the kind of friend you've learned to respect and trust after thousands of hours in the air together. The kind of airplane you trust to get you from A to B without slamming into C. We lifted off into the crisp morning air, the Rogue Valley falling away beneath us, a patchwork quilt of fields and rivers stitched together with thin gray ribbons of road. Oregon soon gave way to Washington, and the Cascade Range loomed to the east, a jagged, snow-capped backbone of the Pacific Northwest. And then Seattle. From the sky, the city is a different beast. The Space Needle juts upward like a cocktail toothpick, dwarfed by the glass and steel monoliths of Amazon's empire. Ferries carve white trails across Elliott Bay, commuters packed inside them, oblivious to our Bonanza buzzing high above them. It's a good reminder that there are always other perspectives, other ways of seeing the world. The streets and the skyline that seem so grand from the ground become miniature from the air, like a child's train set. North of the city, we slipped into the Puget Sound, a maze of islands, inlets, and evergreen-covered peninsulas. The air over the water was smooth, the kind of ride that makes you forget you're defying gravity. Below, orcas could be slicing through the dark blue waters, bald eagles tracing lazy spirals above them. There's something primal about this place. Wild, untouched corners, just a stone's throw from civilization.
Number 26 Kilo, descend and maintain 3000, flighting 020.
3000, 020, 7226 Kilo.
Guard Copter, say again the call sign. Guard 20964, Seattle, altimeter 3015, squawk 0361. Guard 964 is ready to contact about 12 south of Bremerton, 2200. Maintain VFR heading 090, advise when you have Oscar at Gray. Central aircraft has weather information. Everett Sierra, Tango Zulu for Washington, surrounding areas available on flights restrict space.
Nice clear day in Seattle.
Number 26 Kilo, contact approach 128.5.
128.5, thanks for your help, 26 Kilo.
No problem, thanks for yours.
Approach Bonanza 7226 Kilos, checking in 3000, Paine Field.
And 7226 Kilos, get approach, welcome. Are you direct to Paine Field at this time, or are you on a vector?
We could go direct Paine from here, 7226 Kilo.
26 Kilo, roger, proceed direct to field.
26 Kilo, thank you.
That's 2107, turn right to a heading of 160.
Right turn 160, right.
Horizon 2107, turn right heading 160, approach on 119.2.
Affirmative, right turn 160 on 19.2, see you later, Horizon 2107.
See ya.
Bonanza 20 November, runway 34 left, cleared to land, and make it a short approach, please.
Oh, Roger, 20 November, I was going to get the gear down here in a second.
Bonanza 26 Kilo, traffic off your left, 2.5 miles, also on a left base inside of Bonanza, you're number 2 behind them, runway 34 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 34 left, 7226 Kilo.
Bonanza 26 Kilo, if able, slow it up just a little bit to follow them, thanks.
Will do, 7226 Kilo.
Bonanza 20 November, direct number, sir.
Roger, 20 November.
Bonanza 26 Kilo. Do you have the Bonanza to follow in sight? They're off your left 2 miles.
No Joy, 7226 Kilo.
And 26 Kilo. Can you accept 34 right? Do you have 34 right in sight, the parallel?
I have it in sight, 7226 Kilo.
Bonanza 26 Kilo. Change to runway 34 right. Make visual approach. Runway 34 right. Clear to land. Thanks for your help.
34 right, clear to land, 7226 Kilo, thanks. Okay, gas, fullest tank, undercarriage,
transition approved.
Yeah.
mixture, drop.
They're right off our left wing.
16.
Straight out.
Okay.
Looks like they're landing as well. We're landing over here to the right and they're
Yeah.
on the left?
Yep.
Okay.
Bonanza 20 November, turn right off the 6, contact ground 8.
Record.
Bonanza 26 Kilo, contact ground 8, 1 off, and have a great day.
26 Kilo, we'll call, thanks. Ground Bonanza 7226 Kilos off of 34 right at Golf 2 for propeller.
Number 7226 Kilo, Paine ground, taxi via Golf, Lima, Delta, Charlie, Alpha, Bravo.
Okay, I'm going to have to write this down just a minute, 7226 Kilo.
Number 26 Kilo, no need to write it down. You can just make a left turn onto Golf and I'll just guide you from there.
Thank you, 7226 Kilo.
Number 26 Kilo will be your next right turn on Lima.
Right on Lima, 7226 Kilo.
And then after that, Lima's pretty short. It'll be a right turn on to Delta.
Okay, right on to Delta, 7226 Kilo.
Oh, look at all those.
Yeah. They're all 777s. Yeah. They're all about 30, 40, 50 million each. I don't know how much they are, but man.
Oof.
I could look it up. Might even be more than that. And 26 Kilo, are we still going the right way?
Number 26 Kilo will be your next right turn on to Bravo.
Right on Bravo, 7226 Kilo. Glad I asked. We'd end up way down there.
And then propeller should be just past the tower on your right-hand side there. Should be able to see it.
Got it. Thank you, 7226 Kilo. Oh, we made it.
Oh, nice fight.
Oh, there's propeller over there. Oh, going the wrong way.
While since we've done this.
Yeah. Oh, we would have ended up in Canada if I kept going the way I was going.
Flying into Paine Field is a different kind of arrival. No endless concourses, no anonymous terminals, no hurried, over-caffeinated gate agents. Just a strip of tarmac flanked by the ghosts of aviation's past and the hulking future of flight. We're in something small, something that still feels like a machine rather than an inevitability. The touchdown was smooth, the air crisp with that particular Pacific Northwest dampness, the smell of jet fuel mingling with evergreen. We taxied to the FBO and climbed out. And that's the thing about small planes, about travel like this. You just don't arrive, you earn it. The journey, the anticipation, the white knuckle moments over the sound, it all makes the first sip of that cold drink, the first bite of a fresh oyster, taste that much better. Because in the end, isn't that why we fly? To see the world from a different angle, to remind ourselves that there's more out there than the view from our office windows. To get just a little bit lost so we can find our way back again. We picked up our rental car and headed to the ferry. Whidbey isn't flashy. It doesn't try too hard. It's the kind of place where you can grab a beer at a harborside dive, slurp down a plate of fresh oysters, and watch the sun sink behind the Olympic Mountains, turning the sky to fire. No pretense, no frills, just the really good stuff. The ferry ride over from Mukilteo is short, but really long enough just to reset your brain. Salt air, seagulls, and the low hum of the engines beneath you, it's a passage into a different pace of life. When people often think of the Pacific Northwest, they picture Seattle. Coffee-fueled tech bros, grunge, nostalgia, overpriced real estate. But if you want to feel the heartbeat of this place, the raw, unpolished beauty of the region, you get on a ferry. You go where the air smells like salt and pine, where the oysters taste like the sea, where time slows down just enough to remind you why you're alive. Welcome to Whidbey Island. So from the ferry terminal, we head directly to Langley. Langley is the kind of place where people still make eye contact, where their barista might also be a painter, a poet, or just someone who decided one day that they'd rather make lattes than spreadsheets. It's really beautiful in that Pacific Northwest way. Gray skies, towering evergreens, and ever-present scent of rain on cedar. This is the dream, right? A small town, good coffee, a view of the sound. You could drop everything, buy a bookstore, grow a beard, make bad YouTube videos. Sounds romantic, but then you remember romance doesn't pay the bills. If you don't come to Whidbey and don't eat oysters, you really failed, period. Here at the Saltwater Fish House, they serve Penn Cove oysters the way they should be. Raw, on the half shell. No nonsense, no foam, no tweezers. There's something really honest about a place like this. No Instagram influencers, no $12 avocado toasts, just locals, a few fishermen, and beer that comes in pints, not flights. Damn, it's so good. Briny, rich, a little taste of the sea. This is what food should be. Simple, perfect, unpretentious, just good ingredients. A local asked me at the restaurant, "Have you ever seen the green flash?" "Wait, what?" I replied. That last moment before the sun dips below the horizon, a flash of green light, just for a second, blink and you miss it. I've spent my life chasing things, flavors, stories, moments. Maybe this is one of those things you don't chase. Maybe you just sit, wait, and if you're lucky, you see it. Like Langley, it's a town that looks like it fell out of a Wes Anderson film. art galleries, bookstores, old wooden buildings, and hand-painted signs. A place where people still say hello to strangers, where the biggest drama is who took the last piece of Marionberry pie at the cafe. But don't let the quiet fool you. There's something about this town that lures people in and keeps them there. Writers, chefs, dreamers, people who walked away from something bigger in search of something smaller. A visit to the farmer's market, it is set up in a sun-dappled clearing, is a feast before you've even eaten. Stacks of heirloom tomatoes that actually smell like tomatoes. A woman selling honey, explaining in a slow, careful voice which hives were near lavender and which were near wild blackberry. There was a grab a bite from a local food stand, no nonsense, sit on a bench, break off a piece of bread, eat it with a wedge of cheese, a bite of just picked strawberry. This is what food should be, no pretense. Just good ingredients, grown and made by people who give a damn. The restaurant at the Inn at Langley is a meal to remember. If Whidbey had a temple to food, this would be it. The Inn at Langley's restaurant isn't about pomp or ego. Just a handful of tables, a view worth 1,000 words, and a kitchen that lets the island speak for itself. Chef Matt Costello doesn't just cook, he tells a story, one course at a time. This is what the Pacific Northwest tastes like. The sea, the earth, the rain. No tricks, no gimmicks, just a guy who knows how to listen to his ingredients. The meal ends with a simple but stunning dessert, lavender ice cream, a drizzle of honey from a nearby farm, the kind of thing that makes you rethink the entire concept of dessert. Some meals stay with you, not just because they taste good, but because they tell you something about where you are, about the people who made them. This is one of those meals, and in a town like Langley, where time slows and the world feels just a little kinder, it's the perfect ending to a weekend. So as we prepare to leave, there's just a few thoughts. There's something about the Pacific Northwest, the way it makes you feel small, insignificant in the best possible way. Standing here on the edge of America, the ocean stretching endlessly beyond, you realize this place doesn't care about you. It existed before you. It'll exist long after you, and yet somehow that's okay. And maybe that's why people come here, to be reminded of their place in the world, to disappear for a while, to let the wind strip away all that bullshit, all that noise. Maybe we spend too much time trying to find meaning in things. Maybe it's enough just to sit here, whiskey in hand, fire warming your face, ocean at your back. Maybe this is the point. So, just a short hop in the Bonanza, and you have a plate of oysters, a beautiful hotel on the edge of the world, Whidbey Island. Not a bad way to spend a weekend. On the way home, we decided to spend a little time at the Boeing Museum at Paine Field. Paine Field isn't just an airport. It's a cathedral of human ingenuity, a place where engineers, designers, grease-stained dreamers have conjured the leviathans that stitch continents together, made the world a little smaller, a little more connected. And that story, in all its triumphs and tragedies, is laid bare at the Boeing Museum. The Future Flight Aviation Center is part museum, part corporate temple. You don't just see history here, you see the very act of creation. The factory tour is almost biblical in scale. The assembly lines stretch beyond comprehension, where unfinished 777Xs sit like sleeping titans, their carbon fiber wings not yet eager to carve the sky. These are the machines that will carry millions of souls across oceans, over mountain ranges, through turbulence both literal and existential. But today, they are still waiting. Wandering the museum, I'm struck by the romance of it all. The smell of oil and aluminum, the faded dreams of supersonic travel, the grainy footage of the first 747 taking flight. This place is both a shrine to ambition and a graveyard of ideas that never quite made it. And maybe that's the beauty of it, the knowledge that some things get built, some things don't. But the dream of flight never stops evolving. Outside on the tarmac, there are dozens of unfinished 777Xs that sit under a sky that can't decide if it wants to rain or shine. They will fly one day, with businessmen and families and lovers on board, their fates briefly intertwined by the miracle of modern aviation. But for now, they wait in silence, a reminder that even the biggest dreams take time. As we climb back into our Bonanza, I take one last look at this place, where aviation's past, present, and future exist in the same moment. Then throttle forward, wheels up, and back into the sky towards Medford. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we enjoyed making it. If you did, please subscribe and like, and we will continue to make, hopefully, even better videos.